This episode goes out to Instagram user MeNintendo. If you enjoy Nintendo and memes about their characters, then do I have a treat for you. Head on over to their page, hit that follow button, come right back over here and watch us play through Mega Man X. Alright. What's going on, gang? This is Super Retro Bros with Mega Man X. This is a very good one, and sorry if we don't sound too, into it. We just did this whole take. We just played this whole level, and we don't really want to do it again. I don't want to do this again.
I would do this every day of the week for the rest of my life.
I would too.
Well, Super Mike, what we discussed before, off the record, was how 90s this level is. Like, all the other levels in the game, they're fun and they're thematic and pretty original for the most part. But this game just screams 90s, where you've got... you could have put the Tick in this level, you could have put the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in this level. You could have thought of any late 80s, early 90s, mainstream cartoon character that had a video game, adapted from it, and put it in this level. Because it seems like a lot of, at the time, what we called modern games, took place in the city. Like, it was some sort of metropolitan area. And this is supposed to be the future, but it doesn't really look like the future. I know it's the future, but it really just looks like a bunch of skylines from New York or something. And I like that. It's groovy. But one thing I wanted to point out, in addition to that, before I forget, is that like most retro consoles, Super Nintendo games, if you waited long enough on the main screen, it would fade to like pre-recorded game footage, or maybe even show some sort of prelude if it was a story-driven game, which this one is. And if you don't immediately press game start and you let it fade, it will fade to a prelude that actually is a recording of Dr. Light from 30 years ago, where he's recording all the messages for those holograms that you run into if you search for them in the game, to get the power-ups. And it's talking about the potential unsustainability of these new robots, these new androids, and how Mega Man is going to be put in a capsule, and that his internal systems are going to be monitored, and once there's confirmation that he's stable and won't violate the first law of robotics to not harm a human, then the capsule will release him. So here we are 30 years later from the original Mega Man series with Mega Man X, and I think it's really cool that all that was there, and I never really paid attention to it as a kid. And better yet, iRobot, based off of Isaac Asimov's original, I guess, dystopian thriller, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, talks about the 3 laws of robotics, the first of which is that they shall never harm a human. So I can't help but wonder if, given books like that, and especially like in the 80s, you had movies like Blade Runner, very dystopian android type of sci-fi thrillers with, of course, Harrison Ford in the lead role. Can't help but wonder if a lot of that influenced the Japanese into making the Mega Man series, and then later on the Mega Man X series. It just seems too coincidental for it to happen in the time in which these games were developed and released, So, it's groovy. I know that was very meta of me to say all of that, and now the level's already over. But for those of you who may not know, that villain we just fought and then totally lost to and 0 saved our rear ends, that is Vile. We will face him later and hopefully win.
David, your commentary is making my butthole cringe.
Really?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame, Super Mike. Hey, are we gonna go by those names now? Are we? Nope. Super?
We're not.
Super Mike and
so it's
Super
been
Dave.
I don't know why you're doing this.
I think it's a good thing.
That's just not.
We should reinforce this for Brandon.
Dog. It's stupid. It's something that
Super dog.
it used to be like my thing sophomore year, and I was not a cool kid in high school, and I don't want to think about that.
You're not cool now.
That's true, but I don't call myself Super Mike and go around town
Just embrace it.
making noises.
You don't need to go around town. You just need to go around social media.
If I could ever get a goddamn word out, what I wanted to say a long time ago during the intro was in the Mega Man X collection for the GameCube and PS2 and probably Xbox. They have Mega Man say "damn" before his reply to Zero.
I remember that.
And that was a pathetic attempt to make this game seem edgy.
If we throw just one word in there, one off-color word, then we got him.
It was just so out of character. And like Zero just really gives him a vote of confidence, but he doesn't help him get powerful. He just says, one day you'll be as powerful as I am. I'll scout ahead, meet me at Sigma's.
That doesn't even...
That's exactly...
That's not even like an appropriate place to say that. I don't understand why they just shoehorned that in there.
I don't know.
Not to mention he's a robot, and you'd think that, sure, they study language and understand language, but maybe this is too cliched. I just always envisioned robots to speak more logically, if not eloquently. To have the slang, that just seems too emotional and,
Right.
you know, something you couldn't really program. I'd rather have them intelligent. I'd rather have more of a Sir Patrick Stewart type of robot.
Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. So
Okay.
what is that? Is that when they're like indicted by the Queen? Or whatever?
Indicted is not the word you're looking for. He was never incarcerated, Michael.
I don't... It's some word that I never used that's...
You're talking about knighted,
Whatever.
not indicted.
Oh, it's literally knighted?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
with a
knighted.
K?
You're a knight. Yeah,
What does
you-
that mean, though, in modern language?
Nothing.
Then what the fuck? Why do they get to be called Sir? Fuck the Queen.
Because they're knights, dude. Hey, don't say that about the Queen, man.
We don't act like you care.
It'll
Get
upset her.
up your high horse.
It'll upset her, man.
Nobody cares.
No one talks about the monarch that way. I'll have your Protestant head for this. I always thought that was fire coming out of him. Like really bad, non-animated fire. And it's just a couple of tubes. Like not fire extinguishers. I don't know what they are. But it's got a tube running to his head.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like when he...
Yeah, it does kind of look like a fire extinguisher. Or the poltergeist.
You know, you were supposed to really go for Launch Octopus originally. That way, when you do this in order, you could face the mammoth and just burn him, just roast him.
Yeah, but who's gonna do the Launch Octopus? Probably the hardest one. Like, if you're starting out.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was alright.
You have... What are you talking about? Maybe I'm misremembering.
I don't think he was that bad. I've
With
fought
no
worse.
power-ups, with nothing, no heart containers,
Well, I mean,
no energy tanks.
It doesn't matter what attack you have. It is your regular beam that hurts him more than anything.
I don't know if that's true. Is that accurate?
That's
Do
accurate.
you know that for sure?
I do.
How do you know that for sure? Where do you get your information?
I've played this game countless times, and I've
You also
done it in
died
order.
on Bile.
I did. It's been a while.
You're not
Sue
even...
me.
The game doesn't even think you can do that. It's not... You're not supposed to.
The game wasn't programmed for you to die on level 1.
You're not supposed to be allowed to die.
This feels like a Trailer Park Boys moment. Like
You
where
already say
Bubbles would say that. You're not supposed to die on level 1.
You just, like, perpetually talk about... Or talk like Bubbles now. So,
It's not intentional.
I think that that's just what's sparked in your memory. And yes, I realize Chill Penguin's attack does not do anything to Storm Eagle, but
Yeah,
you know what?
why
I
you-
wanted to fight Storm Eagle
Storm
because I
Eagle-
want to get the armor first. I want to get all the armor
It
pieces.
is in this level, isn't it?
No,
So
well,
that
the
and,
helmet is.
that and the container. How about that?
And there's an energy tank as well.
I think the armor was in the chameleon level,
Yes, sir. You have to fight that stupid robot.
but I said you should go to the mammoth to burn Chill Penguin, and the mammoth level is the one that has the gun
I won't
that
be.
you would get anyways from Zero.
Which you also need the helmet that you get in this level before you can get it.
Oh, you're right. Because there was a block that you can't break or something.
He can be taught.
Too old.
Too old to begin.
Was I any older when you trained me? Well, first of all, Obi-Wan, we see through the lies of the Jedi, and you're lying right now. You lied about my father. You, you lied about your training. What if Luke, like, what if Luke had a total freak out beyond that? Oh, you see, if you had the fire, you could have blew those things up down there. But you already get the fire, the woolly mammoth,
You know, you can. It's first of all, it's not a woolly mammoth.
flame mammoth.
Secondly, you can use your beam to destroy him.
Oh, well, the fire would have made it better. Groovy. But what if Luke has a freak out and he says, you know what? I see through the lies of the Jedi like my father before me. It's like, you lied about my father. You lied about your training. What if Obi-Wan, like, then was like, okay, the truth is, you know, and he goes on about, like, Qui-Gon and all that, and then Luke's like, you know what? I don't even think there is a Qui-Gon. Just has a total freak out. I don't even think you are a Jedi. I mean, what was that? What was that shit? Getting cut in half? I'm
Dude.
cracking myself up over here. Just what? I don't even think you know how to fight. Just let him swing right through you? You just...
Oh yeah. That's right.
Luke just pulls a lightsaber out on Obi-Wan. Says, just admit it. Just make this
Wait,
easy.
but he's a ghost at that point. It doesn't even make
I
sense.
won't. I'll let you go. Just admit that you didn't throw the fight. You didn't see it coming.
Yeah, he's so full of crap.
You didn't see the lightsaber coming, and he got you. He saw a weakness, and he exploited it. No, don't touch me.
Try any different when you touch me.
You know what? I know it's arrogant to laugh at your own jokes, but I got to give myself a little credit. That was pretty good. I think that could have been a really great bit in It's a Trap, the Family Guy satire of Return of the Jedi.
It would have been something dark side, dude. It was episode
You think so?
5.
Yeah, you're right. Well, no, because I think that would have been a conversation just between Obi-Wan and Yoda, and then later when Luke shows up.
Luke was there in the conversation.
I know, but I think Luke would like let it pass. Like, wait, what? But then kind of like Yoda would brush it aside, like moving on.
You
and
told
then
me Vader betrayed and murdered my father.
Then in Return of the Jedi is when he comes back, missing an arm, totally got the crap beat out of him by Darth Vader. And that's what would even reinforce his argument. It's like, just admit it. You didn't throw a fight. It's like, he's strong. I lost my arm.
Too strong for me and too strong for you.
Too strong for you, old man.
God.
Oh, man, that's funny.
It was kind of funny.
Has nothing to do with Mega Man, and I don't care. This was a really great tangent. I needed this.
Whew. I'd like to watch a Star Wars episode about now. I'd like to see... Actually, I'd like to see A New Hope.
I'd like to see what we just talked about. I want that made. Where is that? Where can I find that somewhere? Oh, you're gonna fight the mammoth now. Flaming mammoth.
Well, I have
Because
the gear.
he's come out of the closet.
He is flaming.
Oh, that's cool. If you come here after you did the Chill Penguin, all the lava's gone.
Yeah, how do you think you're supposed to get the heart container?
That is
that's
awesome.
on the lava.
Yet you have to fight him first to easily defeat Chill Penguin in terms of weaknesses, exploiting weaknesses. That is awesome.
No, I don't remember how to do this.
Wait. Maybe you did need the lava.
No, what?
That wouldn't make sense.
Shut up, David.
Maybe hold on. Is there something to the right?
No,
Maybe
I've done it a million times. This is literally what you do. It's hard.
you just do it a lot, and eventually it works out. Wait a second. Can you do one of the Storm Eagle attacks to make you go up?
Don't think so.
Oh, you can't do it vertical? That's too bad.
Not until you get the thing we're trying to get.
Man. I feel like this is practically a glitch.
Man, this really is hard.
Are you sure there's not anything to the right that helps
David,
you?
no. I mean, yes, I'm sure. Just shut up about it. Because there's nothing. There is a heart container.
Yeah, you're right. There's really nothing that'll help you here. Yikes. Hey, there you go. And you can only get that when it's icy, not lava.
We'll have to come back for the superpower, though.
You sure you don't want to do it?
We have 7%.
Ah, the juice. We need more juice. That's okay.
Yeah, and maybe there actually is a better way of getting it that I don't know of. Better tactic.
Possibly, yes.
We are doing some grooving and moving. We gotta get to Flame Mammoth and cut off his snout trunk thing and have the fire hit him right in the face. And hopefully we get hit by every enemy along the way.
Well, we were successful in that endeavor.
Yeah.
What if you just saw him and he was freezing and it automatically drained half of his life force?
That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it? Oh, you know what? There is no lava in this. I thought there was lava when you fight him.
No, he shoots it out of his stomach. I mean, his... Why can't I get the trunk? Why can I not get that out?
His trunk.
Jump!
Why does he do that?
It changes the direction of the trackpad.
Groovy. Groovy.
You're gonna ruin that word for everybody, man.
It is an unruinable word.
Like groovy, dude.
Good job, Super Mike.
Well, I would like to go through the rest of the game, but unfortunately, fellas, we are gonna have to cut it short. Let you know.
Because you can only tolerate so much of me, right?
Yes. Charge up the old laptop, and we can't save it, so
Memorize that password.
memorize that password for us, and we'll see you next week. Next week, Yeah, we'll see you next week.
We'll see you when we see you, and that's all there is to it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. You all have a good evening, good day, morning, whatever.
We love you.
Don't take any shit from anybody.
Right.